Might even have to inquire of his ex-spouse about what happened to square up the story, especially if you feel like, he may be hedging a little bit. And there's a kind and tactful way to do that, and I just suspect that you are one who could do it very kindly and tactfully. But, and also but do your homework on this gentleman. Check around the community. What's his reputation in the community? Visit his parents. How does he treat them? Or how does he interact with them? Are they respectful to one another? And how does his dad treat his mom? That's, as you well know, very critical.
Yes.
Very critical. And, so these are some of the things that I would encourage you to make sure that, you don't take lightly in this. And I just suspect that you won't take anything lightly. But you pray the whole time, God, just reveal to me what I need to see. Open my eyes. Bring it as clear as the daylight, Lord, and let me just be discerning. Because, Laura, if you and you ask God to do this too, prepare his heart for you, to prepare a man's heart for you, and he will. And then if he doesn't send you one, then he's still preparing someone. And you, believe it or not, you've lived 7 years without a man. You can live another 7. Or another 14. We can do it. Don't ever feel like, oh, I'm getting too old now and I need to rush this along. I would encourage you not to ever be anxious or become, that desperate woman who feels like, okay, it's now or never and I've got to settle. Don't ever settle. You are far too precious. Too precious.
Thank you.
Does that help you? Have another question? We can come back.
I'm not quite sure yet. I'm just absorbing everything.
You think we'll be back.
The Spirit.
Imagine a vacation specifically designed for your spiritual growth and enrichment, along with 5-star accommodations, beautiful scenery, historic sites, and a community of people committed to you having a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Join us this fall on a 15-day all-inclusive Mediterranean cruise with Pastor Alistair Begg and visit thrilling stops in Naples, Jerusalem, Rome, and more. It's the Footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise. Come and experience sites like the Sistine Chapel, the historic Western Wall in Jerusalem, and the beauty of the Isle of Santorini, all during one trip with like-minded travelers. Register today to sail the pristine Mediterranean waters in luxurious accommodations and follow in the footsteps of the apostles to Athens and Ephesus. With special guests and resident teaching Pastor Alistair Begg, this cruise is sure to be inspiring and refreshing. The Footsteps of the Apostles Mediterranean Cruise is happening September 22nd to October 9th. To register, visit footstepsoftheapostles.com. That's footstepsoftheapostles.com.
Dad, I'm really afraid of what's happening with the economy. There's too much civil unrest, too much terrorism, and unstable global markets. I'm tired of riding the ups and downs of the market. It reminds me of 2008. I was caught off guard then. How do I prepare for the worst now? What'll I do if the dollar collapses?
You gotta stop worrying, son, and take action. It's time to think about a precious metals private storage IRA or an investment in silver with the Gold Silver Group. Like I said before, you insure your house, your car, your kids, and your life. Don't you think it's time to insure your wealth?
Call Gold Silver Group at 800-943-0829. Learn how easy it is to set up your own precious metals private storage IRA and how you can qualify for up to $700 in free silver. Gold Silver Group can satisfy any of your precious metals investment needs. Receive your gold and silver fully insured and privately delivered to your door. Call Gold Silver Group, 800-943-0829, 800-943-0829.
Are you or someone you know fighting cancer and struggling financially? If so, find out now if you qualify for Life Credit Company's Living Benefit Program. If qualified, you may receive up to 50% of your life insurance policy's death benefit now, while still providing coverage for your family. Cancer patients are nearly 3 times more likely to file bankruptcy than those without the disease. But cancer does not have to mean financial ruin if you qualify for Life Credit Company's Living Benefit Program. Make a 2-minute call now to Life Credit Company and find out if you're eligible to receive up to 50% of your policy's death benefit now, while still preserving coverage for your family. Call 800-883-5900. That's 800-883-5900. 2 minutes is all it takes. Call now. 800-883-5900. Or learn more online at lifecreditcompany.com. That's lifecreditcompany.com. Not available in all states.
Thinking about life insurance? What if you could make one free phone call and learn your best price from nearly a dozen highly rated, price-competitive companies? Well, that's exactly what happens when you call SelectQuote Life. For example, George is 40. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $28 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-509-1667. That's 1-800-509-1667. 1-800-509-1667. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price can vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors not available in all states.
You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
Thank you so much for joining us today. We're giving Laura some advice about getting back into the dating scene. She's been divorced 7 years, married for 17, so it's going to be a really big adjustment and a different kind of game out there. If you've missed any of this and you want to go back, you can listen to the podcast. It will be up on WFIAFM.com later today. Make sure you check it out, because not my wisdom you need to check out. You need to check out the wisdom of this young lady who has been very thoughtful and very mindful of how she managed her affairs after divorce. And she had her children in mind, and it's just amazing all that she has done to work through forgiveness with her best friend, who was the one who had the affair with her husband. You just have to listen to the journey. And I know that you didn't even share but a smidgen of the journey, Laura, but my goodness, I have been blown away with your wisdom. So I'm just so pleased that you called in today, because a lot of people need to hear what you had to say. Now, I've rattled on. Did you have another question?
I think the thing that I'm most fearful of, I know how you say to wait a year before you really, to get to know that person. Right. I guess in the back of my mind as you say that, my thought is, well, I dated my ex-husband for 3 years, and we were married for 17. So how in 20 years, I guess the circumstances of your marriage, you see those red flags, but I wonder within that year's time, will I see that? Will I, I guess, have the wisdom, like you say, to use your gut and know yes or no, this is not the right decision.
Well, one advantage you have is that you're all grown up. And so will likely, although, there are young men out there that look for older women. So, but, but you do have that advantage. And I believe, how old were you when you got married?
I waited. I was actually 29 when I got married.
29. Wow. Okay. But apparently, people change. And of course, obviously, things happen in a marriage. You're much wiser about how to conduct yourself and things to look for from your husband now, too. So you have some wisdom under your belt, unfortunately, because of experience, because those are hard knocks. That's a hard way to become wise. But here's the thing. It may not. You may wait a year. You may wait 3 years. We can only control us. It is going to be a risk either way. You're either, it's a gamble. For me to say it any other way, I don't believe I would be honest. Because again, some men, and I shared with you earlier, the men that have painted themselves to be this wonderful Christian man who have just annihilated their wives' hearts. And, or his wife's heart, but there's multiple that I'm dealing with. So it happens all the time. And so we can be duped. We can believe that, wow, this is from God. This is definitely from God. And we have to remember that Satan is the master deceiver. He's the master deceiver. But, I think that there are going to be things that you will detect, that you will be leery of, that you will recoil from. And there will be indications of disrespect. When I talk to these people, every one of them says, I saw that red flag. It was there. I ignored it. Or he was like that, and I thought he might change. And you've heard that many times.
Of course.
Your hindsight is probably, crystal clear now of some of the things that maybe you recognized in that 3-year period of dating your ex-husband. Because, that was that. But it got worse. It exacerbated. Because when we relax in a relationship, when we get comfortable in our skin around, the person we marry, that's when we let down our guard. That's when we start taking things for granted. That's when we find out our true colors, and they find out, we find out theirs and they find out ours. And so, but you have to approach it with a mindset that no one is perfect. But what will I tolerate? What can I move beyond, and what can I work with, and what can I not work with? And, you're going to have some opportunities, I believe, and here's another thing that you could pray for. Lord, please send an opportunity for conflict and let me see how we ferret it out, how it's all going to be dealt with. That is certainly something, these, and who wants to pray for conflict, right? But,
true.
But send me an opportunity, Lord, to see how it is dealt with.
How are we working? Are we working together? Are
That's
we in
right.
conflict?
Are we Yes. Are we going to be communicating? Are we going to, is it going to be a gentle? Is he going to annihilate my heart? We'll be back. Got to go, but you hang on. Can you do that?
Yes.
All right. We'll be back. Don't go away.
WFIA, The Spirit.
I've raved of About Face Spa and Salon for several years. They're a trusted sponsor, and I'm a loyal client. They do amazing things with their services, but you want to know my best favorite aspect of About Face? Their Christian atmosphere. That's the most refreshing part. For the ultimate relaxation, give their spa and salon treatments a try and start enjoying a new you. Make About Face Spa and Salon a part of your lifestyle. Call 812-288-2300 for your appointment today.
It's our golden anniversary at WFIA.
50 years on the air in Kentuckiana.
And you can help us kick off our 50th summer. This Father's Day, June 19th at Huber's. As WFIA and Better by Design present Gold City. With plenty of gold records of their own, Gold City. Celebrate Dad's heart of gold with a sweet deal that's good as gold. With 2 tickets, which include Huber's Family Restaurant's amazing buffet and a Gold City concert for just $50. Gold City. Just 200 pairs of tickets will be sold, and they'll go fast. Don't miss this golden opportunity with Gold City. Call Huber's now for tickets, 812-923-5255. That's 812-923-5255. Call 812-923-5255.
How do you know? How do you know that the Bible really is the Word of God? And how do you know that Jesus even really existed? And should we really believe the resurrection of Jesus is a real thing? And by the way, science has proved there is no God. What do you need God for? Evolution provides all the answers you need regarding the origins of life. You've probably heard these objections before. I want you to know that there are answers to each one of these questions that survive the toughest scrutiny. We invite you to come hear the evidence for the truth of Christianity as Drs. Paul Copan and Michael Lacona present the case for Christianity's truth. Join us Saturday, June 18th, 2016 for the Reveal Apologetics Conference held at Shively Christian Church. The conference begins at 9 a.m. Bob Russell will MC the event. For more information and to register, visit www.reveal-truth.com.
Babies are being saved in Louisville thanks to your support of a Woman's Choice Resource Center. Continue that support and join us Monday, July 11th for the 2016 Rick Bordas Scramble for Life, sponsored by Inside Connect Cable at the beautiful Lake Forest Country Club in eastern Jefferson County. Help support life in our community and enjoy a great day of golf. Register online at awclifesavers.org or call 502-569-0494. You're listening to Just Ask Joyce on WFIA, The Spirit.
We're talking to Laura today. She's getting back into the dating scene, maybe, perhaps. I don't know, Laura. I may scare you away after all this. I just told you to pray for conflict, and it doesn't have to be anything huge, major. We don't want anything that's going to be explosive, but just at some obstacle. Because what you want to do is you want to see how eager he is to say, "I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I was wrong." Let's
fix this. Yeah,
that's right. Or he's likely going to see how eager you are. But if he's in the wrong, and I think that you're going to be, a person who will act fairly about that. But how eager is he going to be to say that? Because if it's difficult for him in a dating relationship, it's going to be even more difficult in a marital relationship. But how does he handle himself under pressure? That's going to be a really important thing too. Because, we people, what happens is, we're kind to everybody else, but we bring all the pressure from our jobs home and dump them, we let home be the dumping ground. And, it sounds like you've been able to maintain a fairly peaceable home. And amidst all your turmoil.
Well, for the most part, yes, I can say, there's still some conflict there.
Well,
I mean,
sure.
We're dealing with...
Well, you've got two girls in the house.
my two girls, my ex-husband, his girlfriend, and, it's quite a mix of, I don't even know how you would describe it. Could we say maybe broken souls trying to repair and heal?
Sure.
And, there is still conflict there, and we're all still working to try and have a healthy blended family rather than the conflict that we've had throughout the last years.
Well, that does nothing but continue to damage you for the rest of your life if you hold on to that conflict and those painful memories. And if you can't work beyond it, but it's amazing. God can help us heal those things if we just allow Him to. And you guys have, and I love that. But you don't want your home to become a dumping ground for something like that. So find out how he handles pressure, and these are subtle things that you will recognize. If he brings work home, if he grumbles about work when you're dating, or and these are some things that you could even inquire about. Well, how was work? And if it's pretty pretty just bland, you may be safe, but probably in a year or so you're going to see if he's unhappy at work, or if the conflict is just tearing him up, and so he probably won't dump it on